interview with Mr. Travis and Mrs. Travis. First question, what did you do for entertainment when you was young?
Went to pictures. Went to the pictures.
Yes, took pictures. We used to play outside in summer, like nights and things like that.
Do you mean when we were really
How did radio affect you?
Well, that's the only thing we had because there was no television.
They were just ordinary, well, they were mostly programs with the education and a lot on them, and then music and that. But if you wanted swinging music, you used to have to go on to Radio Luxembourg and things like that. Because there were only BBC One, there were no BBC Two, no ITV, out like that. They were just that radio, light program and medium. As I say, if you wanted music more than anything, you went on to Radio Luxembourg.
What was Radio Luxembourg? Was it a pirated radio show?
Well, it weren't actually pirated. It were all English, more or less. But everybody had it, on continent. It come through continent. But they were pirates in them, It was like a pirate, but it was allowed. See, the same as these offshore things, when they used to have them, well, they were pirates, but these were before them pirates. The Radio Luxembourg were.
So you had shows like your swing, your music, your educational, your news and stuff like that.
And Luxembourg used to have the top 10 or the top 20 on a Sunday night. That's where you heard what was in with music.
What were your favourite types of radio shows?
Well, there were various things. There was Tom Handley. He was a comedian. He said Itmar. You'll not remember that, but they were Itmar. He used to come on, woman used to come on and say, "Can I do you now, sir?" And all like that, and they were things, and they were all jokes. And then there were Bernard Braden, he were on, weren't they? Vic, what do you call him? Vic somebody. They had a show on radio like that. And there were other things, comedy shows. But there were several comics then. But that, they were two, what I remember most of all. Because they used to be on about 2 or 3 times a week, things like that.
You usually listen to stories as well. They used to tell you stories, You had to imagine what was going off,
When did you listen to the radio? What time of day and stuff?
Well, it was on in night time. But I don't think I can remember it being on in daytime. When we were at school, there was no radio then. It was just at night time when we had it on. A lot on it used to be a battery, and all like that. We see a lot on them. And there used to be, what do you call it? You used to go and have them charged up. And like a battery, but you used to charge them up, and then you used to connect them up. But then of course, radio came in proper then. And as I say, at night time, that's when you was listening to it. You used to have a lot of children's programs on, Ovaltinis and things like that. They had on. You'll have heard that when some at times when they've had places for it on there.
I used to go on frontier houses playing at games at names of film stars, Just said the first and the second initials, and then you just used to run backwards and forwards.
You just make your own entertainment, that's all you did. You couldn't go to pictures every time, because, I mean, it would cost money, and you ain't got a lot of money, you see. If you go, you might go once a week, that was it.
Did you ever listen to radio at work?
Radio? No, never radio at work. But during the war, they used to have music while you work, and they used to have workers' playtime. They used to have it on during dinner hour. You know, everybody had the dinner at these places, but where I used to work, they didn't. We were on shifts, you see, and we with no canteen. You just had us meals on where we were.
Yeah. We didn't listen to it though at all. I used to just hear it at night time.
Do you listen to the radio now?
Oh yeah, we will, yeah. I was listening to Yorkshire radio in the morning. But we get news on television first, and then we get Radio Allen and things like that. Listen to, then listen to news when it comes on. But more or less now, we just get news on television and watch that.
How do you think radio has changed over the years from when it first came out?
Well, it's a lot more now, isn't it? I mean, the only thing they would just get your news, and there were more light programs on, you know. They weren't dance music or things like that, swing out like that. It was just a lot of classical music and things like that. And that's all we had to listen to, you know. But as I say, Radio Luxembourg were on all the time. And that was main one, weren't it? Manifest News, and you had news on.
It's a lot better now, because in them days you used to get a lot of crackling on your radio, and you miss some of the programmes then, which you don't now, you know. Well, you still get a bit of crackling sometimes, but you don't miss them as much as you used to.
Is there anything you would change about radio today?
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, they give you news every half hour or so, don't they? I mean, that is, you can, if you don't like it, you turn it off, don't you?
Well, I think you get more variation now, you know, different programmes and what have you.
On cinema. Do you ever go to the cinema?
Well, when we were young, you used to go Saturday rush, we used to call it. It only used to be a penny rush. We used to go. And before we go down, if we got a empty, we used to go to call it vegetable shop. You put greengrocers, and they used to ask him if he got any damaged fruit or like that, and he used to sell it you for halfpenny or something like that. And he used to have tiger nuts, didn't they? Tiger nuts, they're little nuts, and they were cheap, and then you see that. Or if you're lucky and got a bottle, you'd take a penny back on the bottle. You had some money then. But that's most of all, it was Saturday morning when you went.
If you went in, we used to go right up front, because it was cheapest seats, but only trouble it give you a neck ache because you had to be looking up all the time.
What was cinema like? What did it look like? Was it all run down and fatty, or was it?
No, well, it weren't actually run down. If you got up front, where everybody, where cheapest seats were, it was a bit tatty there. But otherwise, it was all right. But everything was black and white. There weren't no colour. It was all black and white. And they were all either gangster films or things. Not a lot of. They were murders, but not like it is now, blood and thunder now. There were just murders then, as you might say, and accidental murders and things like that. No blood and thunder then. Only cowboys, they were shooting, and there were more Indians shot out. But all the cowboys were Lone Ranger and Tom Tour and all them, Butch Cassidy and all them things. Hopalong Cassidy were then. They were all kind of Buck Jones, and when you come out of there, you was going to play at cowboys on freight, on wreck them, shoot Indians and all like that. If you ever reach, you used to get them guns. Used to have a gun. And what they sell now, they were all plastic, like. We used to play with them like that, chasing cowboys, chasing Indians.
Well, as you got into your teens, then it started being coloured pictures, but you always saw two big pictures and the news. You know, like you just see one picture now, you see two big pictures then, and all the main film stars used to be in them.
There were always two films, but you had news on as well. Movie tone news, and then they had two films. One was a second-class film, and then they were main film, like that. So she says, and they were all good films. A lot of music films. They were good. But that's when colour started coming in. And if you were working then, when it started work, then you could go. Same as when I used to go on nights on Monday morning. I used to get up and go on to afternoon, matinees at afternoon, which they had on Mondays and Thursdays then. And it was good then, you know.
What was your favourite type of movie?
Well, there were all sorts. There were all adventure movies and Tarzan and all like that. They were all right. Of course, they were all in black and white then. But they were a lot better after that when you got into colour. They were cowboys, and cops and robbers. Oh, they were Flash Gordon and all. That was futuristic. Flying about, Flash Gordon and all like that.
And I used to like all musicals and all love stories that got into my teens. But you had to go early to queue because you didn't always get in. They were used to be first and second half. And you didn't always get in first half, so you just had to stand there while they'd all finish and go in for second half. But sometimes you could come out, couldn't you? You could come out and then they allow so many in.
It used to be continuous, some of them, but they were usually, Cemetery said, they were first house and second house, see? Well, if you missed first house, you lose your good second house. But sometimes they'd stop in and watch it at the end, you know, and then you couldn't get in there because it was still full.
What do you think movies today compared to the past?
Oh, they're a lot better now, aren't they? I mean, they're more alive now, as you might say, aren't they? They're more exciting, and of course with colour, you see a lot of blood and all that stuff. But they're a lot better now. I mean, they made more, they're a lot more stunt actions in it. Same as each James Bond thing now. All that blood and guts. But there is some, but they don't make good musicals like they used to make. They don't make them anymore.
Is there anything you would change about cinema today? Would you bring back more musicals?
Well, it would be, but I mean, you cannot now. For our age, it's too pricey now. I mean, it's well, you get them now. You get all these multi-complex cinemas here, and they only half full. I mean, if they brought the prices down, they'd probably get them full, but they don't, do they? But yeah, I wouldn't would change them more or less, but I would bring prices down. Right.
You know, like the complex cinemas now. Well, then it was just one big cinema, what they used to fill up. And it was so different, wasn't it?
It was all over the place. There were 2 or 3 uptown, weren't they? Then they were all down at a cliff, Brightside, all over the place. It was a cinema. In fact, there were one at the bottom of our street, weren't they?
But I think television and videos made a difference because you can get the pictures on video. And I think it's made a lot of difference to pictures.
I mean, they were musical then, you know, you could go to all turns, like all these people who got up radio, they used to come round to theatres, and you used to go to see them then, and
Do you think people have gone overboard with making movies today? Like the cost?
oh, yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Oh, God, and, I mean, in my estimation, they used to make one for about £1,000. Now it's £1,000 million. Where they're going now? Mind you, the old people that's in it should say it takes all that money, but they always seem to get it back. When you show them, if it's good enough, they always get it back, don't they?
Onto TV, what was your first thoughts when TV was released?
What?
What were your thoughts when TV was released?
Well, the first time I ever saw one, the coronation, the Queen, and she on. That's the first time I ever saw TV. Then it went there again, black and white, and that's about all they were on. You used to get news and programmes, but they weren't very good.
But we saw Coronation at his sister's, and she got all seats out, and we all sat there, a load of us sat there looking at Coronation Street. We thought it was great.
Only a little 12-inch, but it was, nobody had got one then, more or less. Anybody that got one, they always invited somebody in if they wanted to see it, you know, like that. You're never on your own if you've got a television.
How much was the TV when it first came out, and was that really expensive?
Well, I can't remember now what it was, but I know it was expensive. They were expensive. But as I say, as it went on, they got cheaper and cheaper. It's the same as anything else. When a lot of them make them, they get cheaper still. But they were dear to buy first off.
No.
What type of shows were on TV?
Oh, they were. Let's see now. They were. Tommy Handy, he came off radio and he went on TV, and his shows were on. And Bernard Braden, he come on television when it come. And can't forget that. There were a lot of bands on, you know, music, and Henry Hall, and who else were they? Quite a few bands, well-known bands they used to have on. Then there were Billy Cotton, he used to have a show at Saturday. And he used to have all people appearing on them, and all like singers and dancers and all like that on it. Apart from that, they were just news, and there were programs, the children's program. They started a children's program, and then there were travel things, and you know, only in England. I never travelled abroad. They do it just in England, where there were seaside places and things like that.
The children's programmes were Muffin the Mule, Nandy Pandy and Bill and Ben, all them sort. And Sooty, from a lot, that's a long way.
Did you have any personal favourite TV shows?
Goons, I used to like Goons. And they were on Goon Show. That was, who was it? Spike Milligan and Harry Seacombe and Peter Sellers. You know, there were four on them. On that. It used to be a good show, that. You know, Ned Goon. Neddy. He was Prince of Wales. He used to enjoy their show as well.
I used to think it were a silly show. I can't remember much about, you know, what were my favourite. I used to like a lot, like Coronation Street type. There were one called Compact, where I used to like, and something else. I forgot what they called that.
How much did TV impact your life when it come out? Did it take a really big stand?
Not at first. As I say, we weren't really bothered about it because we didn't have one well quite a few years after it had been out. And we didn't bother about it really, on at night time. During winter more than all. When we used to have it then. But it didn't make all that much impact. It was all right for news and things like that, and get shows, but when it was raining or something like that, stop in and watch it then. But otherwise, it's good at pictures and all things like that.
The telly used to go off between 10 and 1/2 anyway, when it first come. And they shut the programme down. They just shut the programme down at that time. And that
It was only on so many hours, you know. And then you would say, good night everybody, and you was to watch Little Dot would disappear. And when it faded, Little Dot would be and then it faded away.
TV can be used as a valuable resource for learning, and our history, such as the moon landing, and do you think TV is used to its full potential, such as learning and reporting the news and stuff?
It is in that respect, yeah, it is. But it could be used more for learning at schools. Well, it might be now, I don't know. But for learning children and things like that, I mean, history lessons and all like that, they'd be more entertaining if they were on television like that, you know, William the Conqueror and all things like that. To, you know, it'd show it up more, and it'd sink in a lot more and things like that.
Well, it is when you see it in colour and they tell you about things, you understand it more. Because I like history now, and I never used to when I were at school. But seeing it on television, I don't know, it's better.
How do you think TV's changed over the years? Do you think it's got better with the technical and the shows?
Oh yeah, it is a lot better now. I mean, well, it is entertainment now, isn't it? Entertainment and give you good news coverage and things like that. It is good like that.
Is there anything you'll change about TV today? Bring anything back from the past?
Well, as I say, I think there's too much. I mean, to kill anybody, it's easy television, and it makes it look easier for these teenagers like that that think about it, and they'll get up when I've killed them, but they don't. You know, they don't look at it like that. I think there's too much bloodthirsty things on. Now.
Well, I think there is as well. But saying that, you read about violence as well, don't you? You know, and things like that. So I think it evens itself out.
What do you think of all these new technology like CD players, mobile phones, video recorders, mini discs?
Well, I don't know, but they way above me. I don't. I could do without them. I don't know whether anybody else could, but CDs is all right. I mean, it's better music like that. Same with tapes and all like that. Better music and all like that. But I mean, all this on this email and all like that. I mean, it'll be full of them, won't it? Everything be going through air like that. And all these lines all over the place, and same with airwaves and all like that. Everybody will finish up deaf as you now with all these stuff going on. This is all this CD, well, this what do you call them now? Where you press buttons and Christ knows what, and everything's answered for you.
I think it's good for young ones, all these computers and everything, because it teaches them things, you know, that they've never heard of. And I think it's a good thing.
I mean, it's all right learning like that, but they don't have to learn for themselves. Look at it. I mean, same as, I mean, you have to learn your table, but now they just look at the calculator and all like that. They don't bother with things mental like that. They just look at them. Same with computers and all like that. That's how they do it now. It's they just read it off the computers. They don't think about it.
What do you think of digital with all everything going digital like Sky and DVDs and stuff like that?
That's same as what I said before, no, weren't it? You'd be able to put it there anywhere, things like that. I mean, it must be full up there, isn't it? There.
Is digital taking it too far? Because there's so many channels now, and most of the channels are the same. Do you think it's taking it too far?
Well, you can only watch one channel at once, can't you? No matter how many channels you've got, you can only watch one at once. So what's good having all them like that? I mean, as I say, it's just taking space up. That's all it is. It's different. I mean, if you've got two tellies, you can only watch one at once. That's all, isn't it?
Well, sometimes you're watching the same thing over and over again. It's probably been on about a month or two, and then they put it on again and you're watching it again. So I can't see where they can get all different stations for digital like that. It's bound to be a lot of repeats on like there is now, without digital.
Is it going to be the downfall of mankind from all this new technology? Do you think it'll get smarter than us and take over or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's someone that does now, isn't there? Because, I mean, a lot they just leave it to robot. It seems they're flying airplane. The airplane's on automatic pilot. It flies itself, doesn't it? Same as on a boat. You've got radar now, and everything's there. It'll do away with you in time. I mean, it's just a robotic world, isn't it, like that? Everything. I mean, they're making cars now where you can sit back and let it run itself. It'll stop. I mean, you'll never have an accident with it, like that. I mean, it's just making nations lazy. It's just making people lazy. I mean, if you've got it's like having a maid. Instead of doing it yourself, the maid does it, so you don't do it. And it's the same with everything that's going digital like that.
Well, I read where this man had got robots in his pub serving beer, so I don't know how far that's going to go. Because they stuff. No, it won't.
How can you see radio and cinema and TV being in the future?
Well, radio might be, so I don't think that'll be in. Only rarely, because I mean you get it on television, I don't. I I mean, all right, they make a film and they show it. The next thing you know, it's on video, isn't it? So why go to the cinema when you can get it free on television? I mean, to me, they're doing themselves out, don't it? All the way. Like that.
I agree with that. That's all I've got to say about that.
If you could bring one thing back from the past, what would it be? If you could bring one thing back from the past, what would it be?
Well, I should say good neighbours and people being friendly with one another. Not like they are now, everybody hates one another and jealous of one another. But I mean, when we were young, like that, you could go out and leave your door open and nobody would bother with it. And if you wanted anything, you go and see your neighbours and they'd give you what they got, and then and you would just be the same. If they wanted anything, you give them that. But there's none of that. There don't seem to be any of that now.
Well, I think in them days, everybody was same. They were all poor. So there were no trying to outdo one another, you've got this, I'll have to have something a bit better and something like that. But saying that, I can't think anything else.
See, a lot of it now is money. Everybody's greedy. They all want more money. More money. The more they've got, the more they want. There's very few and far between people who've got money and don't want it more. But you get them now, everybody, they're greedy. If they can make tuppence into fourpence, they will do. Don't matter who they cheat on, if they take it off somebody who hasn't got it, they'll take it. There's too many greedy people now in this world.
Well, thank you, and this is the end of our interview. I'd like to interview you again one day. Okay, bye.
There's too many greedy people now in this world.
Well, thank you, and this is the end of our interview. I'd like to interview you again one day. Okay, bye.